everybody. Hello, good afternoon. I joined the conference from Gdańsk in Poland. My name is Edward, and the title of the presentation is a little bit changed because we changed the title in the proceedings, representing and managing experiential knowledge with decisional DNA and its DREAMers extensions. For the overall background and our research motivation, please know that we are living in a rapidly evolving society heading towards the fourth industrial revolution, which is just around the corner. One of the important global challenges of this involvement is the need for increasingly smarter and abler decision-making enhancement. Help is required in decision-making, complex problem-solving, and attaining goals. Now, our aim, we attempt to address this global challenge by proposing, and we've been doing this for quite some time, by proposing intelligence amplification. All right, it's not replacement; it's amplification with decisional DNA and its various extensions, which could provide decision makers with the tools to choose the best outcomes for the cognitive society that would promote sustainability, well-being, security to individuals and population. And for the last 14 years, our research mission, our vision, has been intelligence augmentation through knowledge collection and distribution by what we call set of experience and decisional DNA. The essence of this technology is engineering experience, and engineering experience in such way that it can be used to enhance future decision-making processes. Now, our basic tool in this process is the Decisional DNA Manager, which supports creation and collection of sets of experience representing small building blocks of given domain and knowledge base. The manager is tailored to each specific application and has been successfully used for the last 14, 15 years in all our applications. In essence, the manager is actually the software representation of decisional DNA. Now, we coined the set of experience and decisional DNA notions some 14, 15 years ago. Since then, we have completed over 20 multi-domain international projects, each with real-life working applications. Now, all our decisional DNA-related research projects are presented in the Springer book titled Knowledge Management and Engineering with Decisional DNA, which was published in the late 2020. Publishing this book marks actually the beginning of our new research, a new research adventure, the development of decisional DNA-based DREAMers platform. The rest of my presentation is an introduction to this new research direction, and actually is the first presentation, first published conference presentation on this platform. So it's historical. What is DREAMers? DREAMers is an artificial intelligence-based platform, the mission of which is to help people to achieve their goals. The decisional DNA and the set of experience knowledge structure technologies are applied as an intelligence amplification engine for iDream technology. iDream technology is a startup company which we launched in early 2021. It's over 1.5 years ago. It develops decisional DNA technology-based tools to enhance people's well-being and sustainable development through smart decision support. It addresses global societies, but we cover English and speaking and Spanish-speaking areas of the world. Our startup company vision is to inspire, to motivate, and encourage people to go for their dreams, for their goals, their aims, even if to individuals they seem difficult or sometimes even impossible to attain. We just want to help. Now, I have a very short movie. I'm not sure if it will be seen and if it could run, but I will try. Okay. No, I don't know why it doesn't run here. Sorry for that. You know what? I end the show. I started again because this. Sorry. This movie is pretty important because it shows the idea of what we try to do. Maybe. Oh yeah, it goes. Okay, so our intelligence helps us to connect the dots, right, during the decision-making process. Once the dots are connected, we remember this, and we want to amplify this dot connecting process with our decisional DNA technology, where experiences are stored in sets of experience represented by variables, functions, constraints, and rules that are put together into the structure of the decisional DNA. Now, then we want to connect and collect these experiences into a kind of social network of doers, dreamers, goal setters, people who either achieved some goals and now want to share the experience, or people who have some goals and need help in achieving them. We want to go global, and we start with domains of travel, acquisition, well-being, and education. Probably the most popular decision-making areas in our lives. And this brief video was a simple briefing that we put on the iDream Technology website when we created this startup company, and we wanted to test the waters, and the response was extremely encouraging. Believe it or not, there were hundreds of people joining our website and telling us, okay, I want some help in such and such area to achieve my goal. And there were also people who said, look, I did something and it was pretty spectacular, and I'm proud that I did it, and I want to share this experience. So we actually will be using both of these experiences from people of both sides of the decision-making process, who want to support and who did something. Now, we try to augment the human intelligence, right? In terms of augmenting the intelligence of decision making, Dreamos considers two important elements to achieve its purpose. The first one is a goal-setting technique developed by our expert coaching psychologist, Karina, the co-author, is a coaching psychologist, and she's part of our team. And then the capture of day-to-day anonymous experience from dreams, goal achievers. For the emotional attachment, which is a very important part to goals, we start with setting the personality type through Myers-Briggs personality test, probably the most popular test of these types in the world. There are 16 types of decision-making personalities. Each has its specific attachment to goals and is treated differently in our platform. There are no bad and good types. Each has its weak and strong aspects. And the realization of this is usually the key aspect of successful decision-making process for the decision maker. Now, after setting the goals on our platform, the personality type, you pick up your avatar, and the journey towards your goal begins. And we are developing the platform in such a way that this journey it will be fun and excitement. Speaking of fun and excitement, the important aspect of the Dreamers platform is a gamification model that we use. It tries to motivate and encourage. After achieving each goal step, you are awarded with little cranes, which are symbols of hope, and your progress is recorded. You can follow this progress and you can share this progress with others. At each goal step, you can connect with dreamers like you. Now, to find dreamers like you, we use the similarity notion. Similar goals, similar personal types, similar personal settings, etc., etc. There are 26 variables that describe each dreamer, each decision maker, and these are parts of set of experience, and we check with them for the similarity. The similarity measure is something that we've been using for all these last 14, 15 years, is the Minkowskian approach, which is the mathematical distance between the sets. And the main new thing in our approach, in what we've been doing so far, is turn into collective, right? From specific to collective. So collective experience, we try to use the collective experience, the collective knowledge representation, the collective intelligence. Now the platform is almost ready. We've been working, and it was a hard and pretty difficult work. We've been working on this platform for almost 1.5 years now. It should be up and running in mid-October, and it will follow all these functionalities that I have just described. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for a very interesting and original presentation.
All right.
I'm an active beekeeper, and in my case, I admire collective intelligence of honeybees, and something similar in your research, because their experiences and experiences of many people, of different people, seems to be somehow similar in reality. So, can you comment on it?
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. You know, that's when, for example, you mentioned honey bees, and when they work together, we completely don't understand how does it happen that they do the job. Now, we hope that collecting experience and then trying to amplify the intelligence through this collective experience, we would understand better how people can achieve their goals, their aims, their dreams. Very much similar approach, sort of, but we will see if it works. As I say, we are already in beta version with the platform. We start mid-October, and maybe next year conference I will be able to tell you a little bit more about the actual experience.
Yes, thank you. Also, what's interesting here, it is perhaps some limitation for experiential knowledge, how to structure it. because people are different, their minds, their goals, and so therefore we live in very dynamic environment. And so here in this software, it is really some at the beginning some limitation given, or it is rather free.
No, of course, yeah. That's the structure of knowledge representation that would represent experiences is the key issue here, and we've been trying to extend and to make it better and better for the last 15 years. We ended up with representation that is described by variables, functions, constraints, and rules, and actually this is all we can do. It's we hope that this will be enough to achieve our purpose. Knowledge representation, formal knowledge representation is one of the most difficult issues in knowledge management, right? And whenever you propose something new, you have to prove by real life applications that it really works. We hope to prove it. We hope to prove our approach when the platform starts and is alive, and we actually will be doing real life decisional support, sort of. But we'll see.
Okay, thank you, Maciej. Please.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Professor, for a very inspiring presentation and very interesting presentation. I have a question. Could you provide us a few examples of those dreams? Because I don't know whether there is a very wide range of...
Yeah, sure. Good question. As when I was showing this little video, I told you that it was something to taste the waters, right? Whether people would actually feel what we thought they would or not. And well, the one of the first responses was when we said, okay, you may have a dream, you may have a goal, and we will try to help to achieve it. And we actually started because we are all related. We all work at the universities. All my team. We started with education, and one of the first dreams, goals, words, and I remember it almost word by word. There was a guy from Mexico, and he said, "Okay, I have a dream. I have a goal. Right now, I'm studying a Bachelor of Chemical Engineering in Mexico. In 2 years' time, I want to study chemical engineering master level in the United States. During my study, I want to be there with my wife and my daughter, who's 3 years old right now. During my study, I want to be able to work at night or in the evening to support my fee that I will need to pay." This kind of decision making process, this kind of dream is something that you really need to know what you have to do to actually get it, right? It's typical for this kind of dreams that in 2 years time I want to, and that's we all have. I believe I had from my young age dreams or goals that I decided, oh no, I cannot do this. But now I know that with some support I would be able to do this, but I didn't know how. So this kind of goals we want to support.
Okay, thank you very much. I was wondering if the application is constructed to support every kind of goal or every kind of dream, or you want to focus on a particular area, just like you mentioned,
of course,
professional life.
No. Of course, it must be, say, serious, right? You cannot support somebody who says, "All right, starting in 2 weeks' time, I want to be a multi-millionaire." How to do this, right? That's it's not. It's we start with, and we already have. About 200 of goals that are in our knowledge, in our base, sort of education, travel, acquisition, well-being also. So education, I want to study something somewhere. Why travel? I want to travel to such and such place from such and such place with my family and blah blah blah. Now in economic area, in 10 years time, I want to have my own house, or my own apartment. These are this kind of dreams, of goals that can be supported by collective knowledge, by collective intelligence, and the surprising thing is that when we started thinking about this, because we've been working with decisional DNA and set of experience, knowledge representation in real technical applications for as I said, 15 years, and it's we are getting bored. That's it's boring to do all the same kind of things. We know that it works in the areas in industry and in technical domains. We wanted to expand into collective. We wanted to expand into collective, and that was that was the idea at the beginning. Now I started telling you that what was surprising when we put this video and our ideas on the website of the startup company that we started almost 2 years ago. The most of the people came not with telling us, "Look, I need some support in doing this and this," but there were people, a lot of people, and now I understand why. A lot of people said, "Look, I did such and such thing, and I know it's difficult, and I want to share my experience." Because myself, I would also always like to talk about my achievement and how I did it. That's how I did my PhD, right? Or DSc or whatever. It's I did it. I know it was difficult, and I know that there will be people who would like to know the process that I went through that was successful. And there's a lot of people who want to do this. And this social network that we would try to create, there will be those two kinds of people, and connecting them together by similarity may be wonderful thing. We will see.
Okay, thank you very much. I will keep my finger crossed for the success of your company.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We need a lot of luck here.
Perhaps there will be some opportunity to cooperate in the future. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.